Lukako looks at me blankly. Oh?
でも僕、どんくさいですし、科学とか機械とかよくわかりませんし、きっと足を引っ張っちゃいます。それでもいいですか？
なんだ、前入りと変わらないではないか。
ルカ君ならね、大歓迎だよ。でもね、ルカ君をラボメンにするなら、マユシーはオカリンに一つ条件があるのです。ルカ君をいじめないことっていう条件。
Mayuri forces her way between us as if to protect Lukako. She's the one who called Lukako here. They're classmates.
それと、ルカ君はね、今日はマユシーのお客様なんだよ。衣装合わせに来たんだから邪魔しちゃダメなのです。
Damn! You're there, Rintaro? Mayuri is being feisty right over here. We better not get in her way.
まゆりちゃん、でも僕、コスプレはするつもりはないから。本当に衣装合わせだけでいいんだよね。
うん、サイズが合ってるかどうかの確認だけだよ。
Looks like Mayuri forced him to come. As far as she's concerned, pretty boys exist only to make her cosplay fantasies come true. Oh boy.
じゃーん。
Mayuri shows off the costume she made.
ライネットのキラリちゃんだよ。
Is just my imagination, or is that outfit pretty skimpy? Oh boy. Place our bets, folks. Are we gonna have like a special CG coming in anytime soon right now? I don't know if it's his first time seeing it, but Lukako just stares at the costume dumbfounded.
とりあえず完成度は 70% ってところなんだけどね。今この場でルカ君に試着してほしいんだ。
ここで着るの？これを？
Lukako glances at me and Daro, then looks down to hide a blush. Daro, I'm watching you. You put your eyes you direct your eyes to the screen right over there and work in your gentleman report and all that. And close the curtains, goddammit.
無理だよ。
お願い。
Here's where I, as Lukako's master, ought to help out.
我が弟子よ。衣装というのは己を変革するためにも重要な要素の一つだ。それを着ることでお前も成長できるかもしれんぞ。早速袖を通してみるがいい。
岡部さんまでそんなことを。僕、こんな恥ずかしい格好できません。
そこで恥ずかしがるからダメだというのだ。
そうだよ。きっとね、とっても可愛くなるよ。
それにまゆりはお前に来てもらうために一生懸命そのコスを作っているのだぞ。眠る時間も大好物のバナナを胃袋に入れる時間もジューシー唐揚げNo.1をチンする時間も削ってひたすらチクチクチクチク針と糸を動かしミシンを走らせていたのだぞ。
Yeah, and we don't even have like a functioning, microwave right over here because we're using it as like a time machine right over here with a door like permanently taken out of it, so we cannot heat food on it, like in it anymore. So no more juicy chicken No.1. You gotta think of the sacrifices that she makes, Lukako. You gotta think about the sacrifices.
その努力には報いるべきだ。
そうですけど。
The good-natured Lukako is already bending to the power of my words.
さあさあさあ、ルカ君、変身しよう。変身。
Henshina go-go, baby.
ち ちょっと待って。
On that note, you know, side note, like, pretty random over here, but I am thinking of, like, I really wanna dedicate some time in the future for me to go through, like, the Super Sentai kind of shows. And I don't mean, like, Power Rangers specifically. My first thought would be, like, I'm forgetting the name. The one where, like, the Sentai warriors are, like, Beetle themed. Like, I'm forgetting the name. Oh my god. Like, I am forgetting right now, but maybe it will come to mind. But yeah, I'm interested in looking at some of those, see what that is like. Mayuri grabs Lukako's arm and drags him to the changing room.
ほら、恥ずかしがってないで服を脱ぎ脱ぎして。まゆりちゃん、そんなところ触らないで。わかったから、僕一人で着るから。だからあっちに。
What was it called?
でもね、これって着るのにコツがいるんだ。だからまゆしが1から10までちゃんと教えてあげる。
Like, battle beetles, like, well, the beetle in Japanese would be Kabuto, right? I don't think that Kabuto was, like, in the name of the title for the series, for what I'm thinking of. Daro, I see you peeking! Go back to your screen!
お願いだから脱がさないで。
すごくユリです。
Except not really. Homosexual romance between women, or works of fiction depicting such.
違うな。あれはユリではない。なぜならルカ子は男だからだ。
ということは逆領辱ですか。むはー、実にけしからん。
Reverse rape? His imagination knows no bounds. A few minutes pass, and now comes Mayuri first. Okay, this is actually gonna bother me, so I'm gonna be checking right now. I'm gonna be cutting this either way. Kamen Rider, there you go. Like, yeah, Kamen Rider, that's what I was thinking of. She looks satisfied.
ルカくん、ほら、恥ずかしがらずに出てきてよ。
Lukako doesn't make an appearance, even when Mayuri calls him.
ルカくん。
Finally, a nervous Lukako comes out of the dressing room. Ha! Called it! I knew we were gonna get like a CG. Lukako looks like he's about to cry. I can really see the tears forming. Hey, no zooming. Isn't that skirt a little too short? Those bare legs are truly kept. Wait, oh god, oh god. I'm looking at a guy's legs. What the hell am I saying? Why are his legs shaved? What's going on here, Lukako?
まゆしは感動だよ。やっとルカくんに来てもらえた。恥ずかしい。男なのに女装なんて。あのね、可愛いは正義なんだよ。わけがわからないよ。
さすがはまゆしの仕事だな。服もモデルも互いに引き立て合ってる。3次元においてはフェイリスタン最強説を唱えている僕だけど、このルカ氏に対してはついついローアングラー化したくなるよ。
Oh my gosh, shut up. Cameramen who photograph female cosplayers and idols from a low angle can be found where cosplayers congregate, such as Kamima or Akihabara's Pedestrian Heaven. Yeah, it's like one of those memes where, actually, have I talked about this before? Where one questions, the only thing that like camera angles can kind of get like a bit extreme like nowadays, and the second person will be like, no, I haven't noticed. As the next shot you have like quite a extreme low shot of some girl's ass or something like that. I don't know. You know, a side note, when it comes to cameras and such, camera people in animation surely are godly for them to follow like action the way they do. Like imagine the cameraman in something like Dragon Ball. Man, the cameraman sure does his job well, trying to capture like the action of Goku and like his opponents and all that. Man, like what do they feed the cameraman in order to get some of the most awesome shots in action history, whether it's Dragon Ball or any shonen or anything like that? Imagine.
オカリンの感想はどうかな？
I mean, I guess when it comes to perverted like hentais and you know, ecchi anime, they feed the cameraman with, you know, these kinds of shots.
Oh, そうだな。
When urged to talk, I nod vaguely. I'm fascinated. It's mortifying to admit that. Lukako is Lukako, yet Lukako is a man. Male. A man just shouldn't be fascinated by another man. I mean, it is possible. Of course. I whip out my phone and put it to my ear.
俺だ！今、強烈な精神攻撃を受けている。いや、機関の差し金ではなく、むしろこいつはこの町を守護する大いなる巫女の末裔で、まずい、心が侵食されている。
And then the Metal Lord Upa, like, on the other end is gonna be like, well, nothing wrong with that. Time to change sides, my boy Rintaro. Can I? There you go.
まさか、秋葉にはまだこれほどの先盛りがいたとは。こいつを覚醒させられることができれば、機関による汚染も最小限にできるはず。分かっている。まだこの町を奴らの手に渡すわけにはいかない。これがシュタインズゲートの選択なのだな。エルプサイコングルー。エルプサイコングルー。
I catch my breath, put away my phone, and turn back and smile at Lukako and the others who are staring blankly at me.
ルカコよ、我が不肖の弟子よ。以後、戦いの時にはそのコストさみだれ装備で臨むがいい。
キラリちゃんは刀は持たないよ。むしろね、ウーパーを持つとぴったりだよ。
Oh. Unlocked 25% of the CGs. That's nice. Mayuri in high spirits makes Lukako hold the Upa cushion. His lips tremble as he reluctantly accepts the cushion. He clearly doesn't know what to do with it. You know, a side note, again, there's gonna be a little bit of random comment right over here, but at this point, I'm kinda glad that Rintaro is not the Haruhi Suzumiya kinda person, you know? Because otherwise, Rintaro would surely be like, oh, I'm bored of this life, I am a Chimugyo, I am a god, and all that, like 24/7, in a more extreme version where he really wants to create the time machine. Come on, why can't we do this? And he's just gonna keep pestering people, like left and right. He's gonna pester Dado to keep maintaining that website to create publicity so that we can make more money for upgrading the time machine, and then we're gonna have Rintaro out of here have Lukako, like force Lukako to keep wearing like skimpy outfits so that we can make more publicity, so that we can get more money for like the time machine, and you know, all that stuff that Haruhi would do. Thank the Lord that Rintaro is not a Haruhi kind of person. He has his Chinubio moments, but overall, he is still tame in comparison.
機関による魔の手はこの秋葉にまで迫ろうとしている。
I pretend not to notice Lukako's distress.
お前はこの混沌渦巻く首都を守る先森柳林神社に生まれし巫女よ。今こそその役目を果たす時。わかるか、 ルカ子よ。故に俺は常にお前に厳しく接しているのだ。この町を守る使命がお前にはある。
This is the fate of Steins Gate.
そうなんですか？
そうだとも。
その下品な笑いやめたら。外まで丸聞こえだぞ。恥ずかしい。
Kurisu enters the lab with those remarks. She's coming in late, like she's a company executive or something.
クリスチャー、トゥットゥルー。
やってくるなりこの俺に生意気な口を叩くお前は助手ではないか。
助手じゃない。何度も言わせるな。だいたい痛い毛で気弱そうな女の子をおもちゃにして調子に乗ってるなんて最低だわ。そう思わないの？
Kurisu, this person is not a girl.
痛いけで気弱そうな女の子をおもちゃにするだと？
Shut up, Taro.
いちいち反応するな、変態。
Part-time where? Sounds like you're having fun up there. Oh shit. Somebody forgot to close the windows. Was that a ghost scream I heard? You're not doing something dirty, are you? Do Tokyo people have loose sexual morals? I don't even understand all that stuff. No. It sounds like you have an overactive imagination. Or is it wishful thinking, I wonder? AKA, when I joined the club? Don't worry, that wasn't a girl screaming. What? Do you want to join in the lab? Something tells me you're just looking for an excuse to skip work. You know what? I'm just gonna reply to this, I guess. Alright. That's right. Christina doesn't know Lukako's a guy. Correcting it is a pain, so I don't say anything.
それにしても
クリスティーナよ。ルカ子の全身を下から上へと寝め回すようにして見つめるのはよせ。
Yeah, Kurisu and Lukako did meet each other when we found the IBM 5100 at Lukako's shrine. And I guess that is where the running gag started, that we don't tell Christina that Lukako is a guy. And we're gonna keep it that way, I guess.
してないわよ、そんなこと。
クリスちゃん、どうかなこのコス。ルカ君にすごく似合ってるって思うでしょ？
これが噂に聞くジャパニメーション文化の一つ、コスプレなのか。
That cosplay thing you've heard about? Part of Japanimation culture? Kurisu, don't you pretend that you don't know about this sort of shit. You are an otaku. You're trying to feed us some seeds, trying to make us think you're not an otaku, but you are.
とてもキュートね。キュートだなんて、そんな。
Lukako's eyes get wetter and wetter.
どうしてそんなに悲しそうなの？あなたはとても可愛いんだから、もっと自信を持つべきよ。
Kurisu doesn't know, so she's not doing it intentionally. But I guess that makes things complicated for Lukako. I should change the topic for Lukako's sake. While I am a mad scientist, I also happen to be a perfect gentleman. I comb back my hair with my fingers.
ルカ子よ。お前の望みを聞こう。
ハイパーアクロバティックな会話のつなげ方だな。
聞けルカ子。思考は具象化する。そしてこの日本は言霊の国。一旦下に乗せた言葉には力が宿る。お前も晴れてオタク世界の住人となった今、はっきり望みを言葉に出しておくべきだ。そうすればこの地の混沌がシュタインズゲートの選択に影響を及ぼし、お前を後押しする。
僕の願いですか？
Lukako puts his hands together in front of his waist and bends his head slightly to the side. His cheeks turn light pink. His bashful, squirming appearance with wet, upturned eyes would make anyone who saw him either want to hug him real tight or smack him upside the head. It is that damn powerful.
その聞いても笑いませんか？
恥ずべきことは何もない。堂々と宣誓するのだ。
そりゃ世界を混沌にうんたらとか言ってるバカに比べればどんな願い事も恥ずかしくはないわな。
そこの助手、人の望みを笑うとは品性が知れるぞ。
マユシーの願い事はね、美味しいものをお腹いっぱい食べることと、ウーパグッズでラボを埋め尽くすことと、ルカ君にコスを着てもらうこと。
マユリには聞いていない。
マユシーのお願いもショタインザゲートに後押ししてほしいよ。
Should indicate. Okay. An exceptionally cute boy or young man. Such characters are primarily designed to appeal to a female demographic.
ショタインザゲートってその間違い方神レベルだろう。なんかそこはかとなくインモラルな香りが。
We all ignore Daru. Lukako puts his hands to his mouth and casts his eyes down. The same gesture as a female junior confessing her love to a male senior underneath a cherry tree. Cuteness overload. Must resist.
女の子になりたいです。
はい。
Kuritsu is the first to react. The expression is one of utter confusion. Well, that's only natural. Not even I expected that. So I exactly swallowed my
僕、自分の顔あんまり好きじゃなくて、だからもし女の子になれれば少しは自信が出るかなって昔から思ってたんです。
Okay. So he has no confidence in himself. He's prettier than any girl here. Damn. And yet he has no confidence. I'm well aware of the reason for this. It's because he's a guy.
待て、ちょっと待って。
Did you notice something, Kurisu? Does it finally click? Something in your mind? Does something in your mind finally click? Kurisu starts rubbing her temples.
彼女は何を言ってるの？
我が助手よ。いや、クリスティーナよ。
助手でもクリスティーナでもないと言っとろうが。
お前は決定的な間違いを犯している。
間違い？
わからないか、クリスティーナ。わからないだろうな。それはお前の目が邪念で曇っているからに他ならない。
どういうことよ。
ならば教えよう。お前はここにいるルカ子のことを痛い毛で気弱そうな女の子と言ったが、こいつは女の子ではない。男だ。
は！
何の冗談だそれ。
冗談も何もアカシックレコードにも明記してある揺らぐことなき真実だ。
Akashic Records? The database in which every event in the whole universe from past to future is recorded. The memory of humanity's collective consciousness. Not in Venom. Whoa, what? Chinibyo, is that... Is that a real life concept? Actually, hold on a second. I'm actually pretty interested in this. Okay, so it actually is a real term and not something invented right over here. Yeah, something from the religion of Theosophy? And the spiritual movement of Anthroposophy. Never heard of this stuff. I believe to be a compendium of all universal events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent ever to have occurred in past, present, and future, regarding not just humans but all entities and life forms. They are believed by Theosophists to be encoded in a non-physical plane of existence known as the mental plane. Whoa. Oh, I'm so interested in this. Holy crap. Hold on. Like, I really need to read this stuff like later. This must be some interesting stuff right over here. Oh, sorry. I'm reading a visual novel with like a boy that wants to be a girl and is dressed in cute outfits and all that. My bad. Karisu looks at Daro and Mayu as if seeking help, but they nod with a knowing look in their eyes. As for Lukako himself, he is just hanging his head in shame.
これは釣られてもいいネタ？
え？
How do you know about the term trolling?
え？
Karisu suddenly turns away as if to avoid my gaze. Then she walks up to Lukako.
漆原さん、岡部の言ってることは本当なの？
はい。僕、男です。
嘘だ。こんな可愛い子が男の子のはずが。
いや逆。それを言うならこんな可愛い子が女の子のはずがないだし。
そういう意味で言ったんじゃなくて。
Does that mean Karisu knows the meaning of the phrase "someone this cute can't be a girl"? So she is an ad channel. Such a thing existed even back then, when this visual novel was released. Like this concept of, actually, it could be.
ルカ子よ。ありのままのお前でいればいいのだ。俺たちは男だろうが女だろうがお前を否定しない。同時にお前の望みもまた俺たちは否定しない。
いちいち俺たちって言い直さなくてもよくね。
Kurisu, unable to calm down after learning the truth, starts touching her own face and checking her hair in her pocket mirror.
あたふたしているな、クリスティーナ。自分よりずっと女の子らしい男がいたことがそれほどショックか？
You know, I guess I could say that that it is a little bit refreshing, because you know, in situations like this, you would think that the main protagonist, the man, would go through this arc of thinking of Lukako as initially a girl, but then later learning that it is actually a guy, and they will be like, "What?" But no, it's actually Christina right over here who goes for such an arc right over here.
認めるわ。私は彼女じゃなくて彼に比べれば乱暴な言葉遣いだし態度も悪いし可愛げもない。
Although I don't know if I should give like Rintaro points right over here, because well, they've known Lukako for quite a while in comparison to Kurisu right over here, and more importantly, I won't be surprised if this is something that happened to Rintaro as well when they met Lukako for the first time. They went through a period of thinking that Lukako is a girl, but in actuality he is a guy. So now Rintaro is basically making Kurisu go through that same motion again, just because he's an ass.
これってショックで3日は寝込むレベルよ。
Looks like she's seriously depressed.
クリスちゃんも可愛いよ。
フォローはいらない。ますます惨めになるから。
己の欠点を顧みることができる人間はいずれ強くなる。クリスティーナよ、お前もいずれ立派な女性になれるだろう。今はまだ若いだけだ。
あんたに説教される言われはないぞ。
前言撤回だ。己の欠点すら顧みようとしないとは器の小さいやつめ。
うるさい。あんたが言うな。
ゾンビ、クリスティーナ、オタク。
ごめんなさい。僕が変なこと言ったせいで。
Lukako bows his head for some reason. His eyes are red and puffy. Such a cute boy, on the verge of tears. Kurisu and I have no choice but to stop arguing.
さて、僕の愛用のデジカメはと。
Mom, Dad, not in front of the kids right over here.
おもむろに撮影会の準備を始めるな、変態。
先生、ローアングラーになりたいです。
But still, it was just a whim to ask for Lukako's wish. I hardly expected this to happen. So that's how Lukako thinks of himself.
しかしルカコよ、その望みどこまで本気なのだ。
If he's truly desperate, then having a sex change operation is probably the best way to go. And judging by his current looks, Lukako could become the star of Tokyo's LGBT community. Okay, now screw that, he could even become a TV personality.
例えば夜眠りについて朝目覚めたら女の子になっていたみたいな、そういうのが憧れなんです。
Okay.
夢見すぎですよね。
Stop it with those puppy dog eyes. Are you that Chihuahua from a certain popular commercial? Chihuahua from a certain popular commercial? Can't say that I know. The only thing that comes to my mind is like that one Chihuahua movie. Like Beverly Hills Chihuahua, I guess.
ルカ君、かわいいね。
そうキュート。
That or it makes me think of, well, I think that one of the dog character was also like a Chihuahua. I haven't watched like that in quite a while, but it reminds me of like the Wisdom Dog videos. Okay, I'm not gonna talk like that through the rest of the monologue. I mean, I guess I could do that too to spice things up, but no. It's like dunking your brain in a vat of pure moe, and you die. The scary part is that afterwards, you feel an irresistible urge to grant Lukako's every wish. But as Lukako said, it's going to be hard to find a nice, clean solution to his problem. And then Kurisu clears her throat. I cannot say that, well, it's a bit of a topic when it comes to this sort of stuff. And I cannot say that I know the history of how LGBT is considered in different regions of the world. In Japan, I get the feeling that people are a little bit more strict when it comes to like traditionalism and such, so people considering like this sort of stuff, I mean, and even during this era of the visual novel, when this was written, but also right now, I cannot say that I know much, to be quite honest. So,
そういえば聞いたことがあるんだけど。
so I cannot say that I have much to say on this sort of stuff.
解説セリフ来たこれ。
お肉をたくさん食べれば男の子を、野菜をたくさん食べれば女の子を産むことができるっていう俗説があるらしい。
ソースは民名書房？
Minmei Shobo? What is this? A fictional publishing house from a certain manga. In this manga, Minmei Shobo publishes books on fictional martial arts. On the internet, quoting Minmei Shobo is a way to jokingly make statements seem factual, I guess. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, okay. I thought that there was like new/unread stuff that I could read that I probably missed, but no, apparently not.
インターネットで見た。
そういう返しをするとは、お主やるな。
何のこと？
Anyway, it's not like an old wives' tale.
へえ、知らなかった。じゃあマユシーのママもクリスちゃんのママもたくさんお野菜食べたんだね。
Only Mayuri is impressed.
マユシーはジューシー唐揚げナンバーワンばっかり食べてるから、将来子供を産むときは男の子なのかな。ねえねえ、バナナはお野菜に含まれると思う？
Mayuri is full of questions. I'll leave her to them herself.
それなら狩猟で暮らしていた原始人たちはどうなるのだ。彼らはおのずと男ばかり産むことになり、男女比のバランスが偏ってしまうではないか。そうなれば人類がここまで繁栄できていたかも怪しい。
別にそれが正しいって言ってるわけじゃない。なんとなく思い出しただけよ。いちいち噛みつかないで。
俺は噛みついてなどいない。クリスティーナよ、その説検証してみる気はないか？
どういうこと？
思い出せ。俺たちの手には電話レンジカッコ仮があるではないか。
電話レンジちゃん？チーンってしたら男の子か女の子かわかるの？
No way, no.
いや、あ、そっか。
Looks like Kurisu got it. They don't call her a genius for nothing.
漆原さんのお母さんが妊娠中の時期へ D メールを送るのね。
Brr.
いかにも野菜をもっとたくさん食べろという内容でな。
Lukako, who doesn't know what D-mails are, and Mayuri, who's just a... tilt their heads in confusion at the same time.
やってみる価値はあると思わないか？
それは
今さら偽善で取り繕おうとするなよ、クリスティーナ。俺は知っているぞ。お前がマッドサイエンティストの素質を持つ実験大好きっ子だということ。
誰が実験大好きっ子だ？
You know, to contribute to this kind of discussion right up here, I guess, when I think about it, the phone wave is something that we can only use for a limited amount of period of time, I guess, if I am to think about it. Because yeah, we can send emails at an interval of days and such, maybe weeks, but what about months and years? Yeah, 1 second means like 1 hour. So one day will be 24 times 30, what? It will be 240, 720 seconds. That's for like 1 month. 720 seconds. So yeah, it will be like approximately like 10 minutes for like 1 month. For like a year, there will be like an hour and it'd be 120 minutes. So that would be like 2 hours. Well, we can actually set it up for like 120 hour, 120, well no, 720. And, well, it's not necessarily that we have to wait for that amount of hours. No, I guess, you know what? It doesn't really matter. It's not like we have to wait like hours for us to go like deeper in time, in like years and years ago. We just set it up to the right number and, well, as long as we wait like 30 seconds as prep time, as Daro mentioned, as long as we set the prep time, we technically could go like years now that I think about it. We don't have to wait and such for like hours and hours to go by for the phone wave in order to go back in time like years ago. So yeah, I guess technically it can work. I was gonna say that it wouldn't work for us to tell like Mayuri's mom like 17, 18 years ago to eat more vegetables or eat more meat or something like that. I guess we technically could do that too. We could experiment. But I don't think I want to toy with that sort of thing. Otherwise, we're gonna turn Mayuri into a banana.
違うのか？
違わないけれども。
That sells it.
ちょい待ち。それでもし実験が成功したらどうするん？
どうするとは？
だってルカ氏の性別がマジで変わっちゃうってことじゃん。
それがルカ子の望みだろ？
Yeah, but you know what, Rintaro? I feel like that would be like quite a drastic change of life to a point where if Lukako turns you to a girl, are they even gonna be with us anymore? Or... I mean, I kind of depends. How did you meet Lukako initially? I guess technically if you are to meet Lukako at the shrine and talk the same way, I guess we can have Lukako still be around with us, like up to this point, otherwise...
いやそうだけどもし性別が変わったらルカ氏が生きてきた16年間の歴史が改変されるんじゃねってこと
Actually, you know what? I have a much more important detail right over here that we're not taking into account. That's 16 years of life. What are we using in order to change like the timeline? Our phones. I don't think that mobile phones existed 16 years ago, so like if we are to send a D-mail to somebody like 16 years in the past, where would that D-mail even go? Because Lukako's phone would not even exist. Well, not technically Lukako's phone. Like Lukako's mother's phone, like mobile phone, would not exist at that point. Are we sending it to their dial phone? Are we gonna have to convert like this 36-bit byte message into dial phone message? Like a sort of a, well, not dial phone, a rotary phone, right? That's what it's called. Yeah, like rotary phone. Are we gonna be converting it to like a sort of Morse code for like the dial phone? Like whenever we spin the number wheel? Is that how we're gonna convert D-mail for like 16 years ago?
それについて誰が責任取るん？
それは
責任は僕が。
Lukako raises his hand timidly.
マジで言ってる？
よくわからないんですけど、その方法を使えば女の子になれるかもしれないんですよね。だったら試してみたいです。
Rintaro, are we actually serious about this? Are we actually gonna be doing this? I mean, not to mention that what I said previously, like seconds ago, that it probably wouldn't even work. But with the way we use the D-mail in the first place with mobile phones. But if we somehow do this, do you want to risk it?
どうかお願いします。師匠。
I mean, we already lost Moeka. She's no longer our friend right over here in this timeline because she's not a lab mem anymore, so... He bows his head to me.
マユリ、お前の意見は？
ルカ君が女の子になっちゃったらね、今度からは ルカちゃんって呼ばないとダメだね。ルカちゃんはマユシーのコス来てくれる？
それとこれと話が。
At any rate, it doesn't look like Mayuri has any objections.
決まりだな。ならばルカ子よ、お前をラボメンナンバー006に命じる。
Yeah, for like 10 minutes until we do the experiment and Lukako's no longer going to be there. Temporary lab mem, I guess.
ではレンジカッコ仮は我がラボの最重要機密事項だ。それを使う以上、お前はラボメンとならなければならない。
はい。僕このラボのメンバーにずっとなりたいって思っていたんです。
そうだったの？言ってくれればよかったのに。
言い出す勇気がなくて。それに僕さっきも言ったんですけど、機械のことさっぱりわからないですし。
そんなこと気にしなくていいんだよ。だってね、マユシーもさっぱりだもん。
That's not something to be proud of, Mayuri.
ではルカ子は今この時よりラボメンとなる。異論のある者はいないな。
はーい。
Kurisu raises her hand.
私ラボメンナンバー004を返上したいので、代わりに漆原さんを004にしてあげて。は
他には？
あ、
Mayuri and Daro ask, what happened to 005? But I ignore them. Maika will always be 005 in my heart. Really? I mean, sure will be for me, but it doesn't seem like you care that much, Rintaro, to be quite honest. No other objections emerge. All members are in favor.
ではルカ子はラボメンナンバー006となる。以後ラボに忠誠を誓い、ラボの発展のために全力を尽くせ。
Well, I guess Rintaro does care a little bit, otherwise he would have pointed Lukako as lab mem number 005 without even much of a care about Moeka's, I guess, so...
はい。とっても嬉しいです。
I'm just saying, up until this point, Rintaro, you should have talked to Moeka through, like, phone messages and, you know, asked them about the experiment. Well, not even ask them directly about the experiment. Maybe ask them more questions. What are they doing these days? Are they even aware of this conversation or that conversation? We just confirmed that she still exists in this timeline, and then you and Rintaro were like, well, I guess that settles it. We don't have to worry about anything else. Now let's just move on with our lives. We're not gonna question that anymore, I guess. So,
さてということで早速実験を。
Wait. I suddenly realized something that makes me smack my forehead in dismay.
始まった。ルカ子は今16歳だったな。
はい。
つまり1993年生まれ。
そうだよ。マユシーと同い年なのです。それがどうしたの？
In order to tell Lukako's mother to eat a lot of vegetables, we need to send a email to 10 months before Lukako was born, meaning we have to send it to 1992.
携帯が日本で普及し始めたのはいつだ？
Looks like Kurisa and Daro figured it out. And Daro goes to Google it.
96年ぐらいっぽい。メール機能が実装されるのはさらに遅いかも。
つまりルカ子の生まれた年の時点では携帯は一般化されてないということ。
Oh, wow. Okay, so cell phones have existed since 1996. I was thinking maybe like around 2000, I guess. Though granted, yeah, emails more than likely existed as a feature, like a feature for mobile phones, like much later.
ルカ子の母親も持っていない可能性がある。もしそうならメールを受け取ってもらう手段が存在しないではないか。
ああ、そっか。
Although, if I'm to think about this, is the Demio the only thing that we can send in the past in order to send a message? Because, well, we tried with bananas and Juicy Chicken #1 and all that. Some, I think, like, most of them were sent in their usual spot, like, earlier in time, like, in the form of jelly. But as long as we can find a way to send, like, I don't know, like a piece of paper with something written on it, like, in the past, in 1992, maybe that way we can change stuff that way? Like, write on a piece of paper, hey, eat more vegetables and such, to Lukako's mother that way, I guess. We cannot use emails, but we can at least use paper, maybe?
ダメなんですか？
Lukako's face darkens. I fold my arms in thought. Some way to receive the email. In an era when cell phones weren't yet widespread.
こうなったら毒電波を飛ばせるよう改造するとか。
That too? I mean, like electric, like signal waves in other shapes could be sent, maybe. Morse code?
何よ毒電波って。
ちょっとヤバい人たちだけがユンユンと受信できるんだ。電波っつうか、電波？特に春先によく見られる。
Daru, is that like an incel talk are you having there, or is that just whatever?
毒されてるのはあんたの脳みそだろ。
いいよ。もっと罵ってくれて OK だよ。
Oh, shut the fuck up.
だったら手紙をタイムカプセルに入れて埋めるっていうのは？
And there you go. Mayuri has like a good idea right over here.
それじゃあ過去じゃなくて未来に行っちゃうわ。
そっか。
こうなったらあれだ。ルカ氏が雷に打たれるとか、それで性別転換。古臭いコミックとかアニメで手垢がついてそうだけど。
Okay, that is a stupid idea, Daru, but that sort of feels familiar, doesn't it? Though, when I say familiar, maybe it makes me think of that trope where somebody gets hit in the head and they suddenly speak Spanish or something like that, but I don't know about sex changing. Is that part of the gender bent episode for like Western cartoons back in the day? Is that how it
リーベ
worked?
ルを使わなきゃ実験の意味ないでしょ。脱線しないで。
じゃあクリスちゃんのナイスアイデアにマヨシーは期待です。
私はそうね。高速を事情倍ほど上回るロケットを開発すればあまりの速さに時間が逆行してとか。
自分だって電話レンジのこと念頭に置いてないじゃんか。
I mean, we barely even know why the fuck the phone wave is working the way it does to begin with, so I don't know.
しかもこの天才少女め、今自ら相対性理論を否定したぞ。
単なる冗談でしょ。本気にしないで。
Yeah, Kariso is thinking the same way I am thinking. We're talking about some crazy shit right over here, but, you know, might as well humor them.
まったく、どいつもこいつも使えないな。
Oh yeah, well, you come up with some idea, Rindaro.
だったら自称 IQ170 の灰色の脳細胞、狂気のマッドサイエンティスト法王院さん、代案をどうぞ。
Yeah, me and her, we are speaking the same language here. We're on the same neurons wavelength.
ふむ、 頭の片隅でひらめきつつあるぞ。
ひらめけの精神だな。
In the sensation. Yes, my natural and mad scientist inspiration is about to explode!
思いついた。
All eyes focus on me. With a broad grin, I proclaim...
携帯がなければポケベルに送ればいいじゃない。
Pager. Okay. Though if I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how a pager actually works. I've heard about them in movies. An early method of receiving wireless messages. Service in Japan started around 1968, after support for text data was added in the 1990s. Support for text data was added in the 1990s. Pagers grew in popularity among high school girls. However, pagers were soon replaced by cellular phones. Pager service was terminated in 2007, and then a method of receiving wireless messages. Yeah. If I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how pagers work. Like, the most recent example of pager use is, and I'm gonna be talking about something really random right over here, like off topic right over here, but fuck it, I'm gonna talk about it because why not? You guys know Jurassic Park, right? Initially, like, of course, you guys know about the movie series and all that, but the first movie, especially the first movie, was actually a book written by Michael Crichton, or Crichton, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but either way, he has written like quite a few books, like in his time, not just Jurassic Park, and one other book that I've read of his was The Terminal Man. I think that's how it is, like that's the title in English, Terminal Man. It is a story about how like a guy has like this brain illness that makes them very aggressive and lose consciousness while doing so. So the story is about like doctors and scientists that are working together to create this chip, this like very advanced device, like microchip slash thing that you would put inside the person with the brain disease to calm their aggressiveness. It comes and goes like at intervals, and when the disease starts acting again for that guy, the chip would come in and stop that impulse, and thus they will no longer go in those periods of aggressiveness and all that. Spoilers, it actually makes it worse by the end of the story. But the point is that back in like the story takes place in like the 60s or 70s, I think, and the doctors were using the pagers like a lot in order to, send messages. Hey, I'm sending you a message through like the pager. Beep, beep, beep. It is very important. You should come right over here. And that's how doctors communicated back in the day from a distance. Like when something important is needed and they have to go back to where they need to be. So, yeah. About 22 hours have passed since I made my mind-blowingly awesome proclamation. 22 hours.
こんにちは。
Luka enters the lab shyly, just as I did yesterday. He gives me a bashful smile when our eyes meet. And you know what? Again, continuing the off-topic with the story. In similar fashion to Jurassic Park, and even that story, like The Terminal Man, it is a story about using technology and the poor use of technology that makes things worse. I don't have like better words to describe it. There is a concept for such a thing. You know, when technology goes so far and can actually be quite it can be a double-edged sword. Same thing goes for The Terminal Man, same thing goes for Jurassic Park, and same goes for this.